Hello everybody, welcome to the Linux Minute. My name is Guy, the IT guy, and today we are having an unboxing of HackerBox. It is a monthly box that you can receive in your home and receive all kinds of goodies for $44 a month. Yes, it does have a fee, but all monthly boxes have a fee. But as you can tell, mine got beat up pretty bad in the mail. I don't know what happened. Hopefully nothing's broke inside. So let's go ahead and open up this box and let's see what we got inside. My handy $1 knife. Paid a whole dollar for it. Since the box is a little bit knackered, it was hard to get into. Okay, we have got two of these. It's a Sonoff. Is that how you pronounce it? Sonoff? Sonoff basic Wi-Fi smart switch. Let's see what this looks like. I guess we just have a box here. I'm gonna go ahead and open the box. This is what happens when you chew your fingernails off. Okay, they do give you some instructions in the box. One side is in Chinese, the other side is in English. So you do have English. And it is already, basically the end pieces, the caps, are already taken off. So that way you can hook in your 110 or 120 volt, whatever you call it in your part of the country. It just uses the positive and the negative, or what you could call the hot and the lead. It uses the neutral and the lead. But once you get those wired in, then you can wire it up to a 110 device that has no more of a draw than that. I'm looking at the instructions here and I am not seeing a wattage restriction. Okay, here we go. The wattage restriction, or the amp restriction, is 10 amps. So there you go. Just take your volts, time your amps. And there you go. Ironically enough, I thought this was just 110, but it says right here that it does 90 to 250 volts. I guess you could put 250 volts through a couple of 14 gauge wires. Might be able to stick a 12 gauge wire in there. I had one laying around here. Came in an earlier HackerBox. It's just the straight copper that you use for the ground. And I have to cut that up and turn it into a Yagi antenna. But we've got two of these with the end cap. So as soon as you get your power leads wired in here, you can then screw it on. I don't have any screws. Oh, there they are. They were still in the box. I panicked. But I already know what I'm going to use mine for. I've got two LED spotlights or floodlights. I got two LED floodlights on in 110 standard 110 volt floor can lamp fixtures sitting on the floor. That's what I'm using to light up my background with, because this is just a normal backdrop behind me. Supposedly it's supposed to be a Kylo Ren's bridge. I don't know. It looks like Kylo Ren's bridge. It looks like the bridge of the new ship that Picard is on. It's your standard space bridge, so I'll just leave it at that. But I have two LED floodlights in behind that, lighting it up, so that way it's not. If I didn't do that, it would be all dark. Like you're gonna see in my next video, I'm having to edit that like crazy because there was so much dead space. It was terrible. So, but they have a rocker switch down the power lead. So I'm gonna replace that rocker switch with a smart Wi-Fi home device like this, which would be really cool because then I could just use my phone to turn the lights off on and behind me if I want to. If it's too bright, I just access my phone, go to the app that they tell you to download, and you can shut off lights remotely or devices, or like a fan. You could hook this up to a fan. Put fans in your windows, hook that up. Then when you get ready to leave, I'm not sure if it's Alexa enabled, but I'm sure you could find some way to have Alexa tap into it or touch it. I know there is a way. You just have to do a lot of wiring, maybe take a couple of devices, but you can turn it into a smart home device, and when you go to leave, shuts all your fans off, if that's what you want to do. Since it only is rated at 10 amps, I definitely would not recommend hooking an air conditioner up in line in this bad boy. I don't know any air conditioners that only run at 10 amps. Except for maybe a 110 air conditioner. Like those little small fridge units, I call them. They're like little cubes. And they just stick in your window. Okay, these are 2 mains AC. So we're talking 110 volts to DC 5 volt DC power adapters. And here's what it looks like. It's all pre-soldered, which is kind of a bummer. I love to solder. I've got soldering down to a science now that people accuse me of having it professional done or just trying to claim machine soldering as my own. But I'm pretty good at soldering. Got it down to a science. Literally, it takes me like 30 seconds to do 20 pins. Okay, we got those 2 bad boys. Looks like a lot of stuff is coming in pairs. Okay, so we have 2 ESP 8266 shields. Okay, these are programmable. We have USB mini on it. Making sure that's USB mini, not USB-C. This is a Wemos D1 Mini ESP8266 module. And get in here real clear, see if the camera will focus on it. No, not on my face camera. There you go. It's got Wi-Fi built on to each chip. I got a feeling there will be some soldering involved. Yay! Gotta love soldering. If you don't like soldering, I'm thinking about making a soldering video to show you how to just do quick and simple soldering. Yeah, there's tens of thousands of them out there, possibly. A lot of people don't explain how quick and easy it is to solder. You don't have to sit there and go, you overheat your board and ruin your IC linear chips or whatever you're soldering. And you don't want to do that. Sometimes some of this stuff could be expensive. Like one device literally could be $30, sometimes $100. And if you're soldering mod chips into your PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Dreamcast, PlayStation 4, there are still people who solder mod chips into PlayStation 1 consoles. I used to have one. I did that back in 1998. That's when my soldering skills were not elite, let me tell you. It looked horrible, but it worked. Okay, what do we got now here? Well, I was wanting one of these. What we have here is a Wemos D1 Mini Relay Shield. It's for basically kicking stuff on and off at 125 volts, 110 volts, whatever you use in your part of the country. That'd be actually kind of handy. So it looks like with the power regulator, because that puts out at standard voltage, that's a relay. Looks like we're going to be building one of these little guys. Just a homebrew version, if you will. I got a weird little packet here. Oh, hey, look at that. Look at that. Motion sensor. I got a bigger one. Oh, it's in one of these boxes floating around here. It's like that big around, it's about that tall. It's loaded with infrared LEDs in it, and it's got like 4 LED sensors in it. And it's really cool. I used it once, but I want to use it to set up an infrared camera. So that way when people walk by, I have a shared driveway, so when people walk down the driveway, it automatically starts recording and gets the image of the person walking by with a better response time than the Ring doorbells. This is a smaller version. This is a SR6202 see if I can get it into the camera. PIR motion sensor module. I'll hide myself from behind it. There we go. With headers already soldered on. I guess they didn't want you to fry it out when you're trying to solder onto it. It's always a possibility. Don't want to fry anything out. I even had to turn my microphone down because I was about to fry it out. Okay. Another little static-free poly bag. And it's hard to see through them, so I'm just opening them up. I'm going to solder tomorrow anyway. Oh, it's a pulse oximeter. And it's very weird too. Usually there's like a bottom piece, but I can't see inside my unboxing box. Everything is in silver bags, so you can't see down. But it's a pulse oximeter. Let me get that up here. And I'll show you how I know it's a pulse oximeter. I got one of these before. And basically I had to solder wires onto it. And basically you just kind of tape it to your finger, and it ran through a relay to a small little Arduino, and then it had a little LED screen, and it would show your pulse rate and your oxygen level. It was really cool. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing with that this time. That's kind of weird. We got remote relays that we're setting up that we can turn on via Wi-Fi, and we have a pulse oximeter. That kind of scares me. I think Big Brother wants to know a lot. Then we got 2 resistors and 2 digital temperature sensors. They look like normal transistors, but hey, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. And then we have 2 4.7K resistors. I had a couple of these a couple of months back. I got 2 of these, and then I got another 2. They were 100 ohm resistors. And I soldered them onto a board and made a miniature computer. It's nothing like a Raspberry Pi. It ran off of basic code. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you know what a hacker box is, so you're like, yeah, I built that too. But can it run Doom? Here we go. Into the next static poly bag. This one's just all sorts of fun. In case you wonder why I'm just doing this now, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I just now received my hacker box 3 days ago. It was a little delayed, a little late, but since mail is starting to pick up now, because this thing was mailed out on the 1st? Yeah, it mailed out on May 1st, and I just now got it. Normally when they mail them out on May 1st, I get it on the 3rd. Depending on whether there was a weekend. If there's a weekend in between, if it's like May 1st lands on a Saturday, then it doesn't get shipped off until Monday. I usually get mine within 2 days. Okay, and what was in this poly bag is a FTDI. Trying not to make it into a tongue twister. It's FTDI, and this one is the 232. And then, which is a serial USB adapter. Well, I'll call it a serial USB module. You can use it as a module, making an adapter. Doesn't matter. I think that's how you're gonna have to hook the pulse oximeter up to. I'm not entirely for sure. We got some leads. Male, female. I did that the backwards. Male, female, DuPont, 10. It says, I put in 10 centimeters. How are these 10 centimeters? These are 5 no, I guess that is 10 centimeters because that's 5 inches. 2.1 centimeters per inch. Let's see what more good. We're still pulling out goodies. But yeah, these are prototyping shields. Okay. Our last poly bag static resistant item. Trying not to break it. Oh, I got one of these before. This is a temperature sensor. Not temperature sensor, moisture sensor. I got a couple of these before when I got an Arduino prototyping kit. It was like a little box, you know, and you get stuff like that in it. And I had a couple like that and stuck them down in some pots and buried them down far enough. And when the water level got up so high, it would register, and it'd register back to the Arduino. And then it went and told the Raspberry Pi, hey, kick that sensor on. It needs more water. This doesn't have enough water. And then if it was too hot, it would open up air vents on this little cheesy greenhouse that was probably a $100 greenhouse. But I digress. Okay, we got 2 items left in our little box. Here we have hacker boxes, and these are webcam stickers. You put these over your little webcams. Is everything backwards in the camera? Probably because I've got the LCD pointed towards myself. But no, everything is right. These are hacker box stickers. You know, they got them in all sorts of shapes and sizes to go over to your webcams. Because there's some laptops you cannot turn your you think you've turned your webcam off, but it's software driven only. And they can be turned back on remotely. The only way that you could have your webcam hidden is if you have, basically, this is a Logitech I think this is a 9293, yeah, 933 or 923. It has a little switch on the top that hides the webcam. I don't have to worry about it because I don't have it plugged in right now. I just find that much easier, just unplugging my webcam. But there's some people who can't unplug their webcams, like people with all-in-one computers like a Macintosh or a laptop. And that's what these stickers are for. On my work PC that I used to use, I had one over my camera. And honest to God, somebody sent me an email once, wanted to talk to me in Skype chat. And they were like, what's wrong with your webcam? Why can't I see you? And I was like, I got a sticker over it. You know, you're not allowed to see me. You're not allowed to access my webcam. That's an invasion of privacy. It's against company policy. Say nonetheless, I got in a lot of trouble. And the last item in our hacker box is smart home hacker box. Try not to say hooker box because it sounds so hilarious. We have an iron-on patch. I love these things. If I could just find a hat, because this has NX01 on the top. If I could just find a hat with a big enough, where I could get a big enough patch, put that on there. I had one that, I forgot what hacker box patch it was. I had it ironed onto a hat. I was wearing it to work. And I had to go to this site down in Illinois, and somebody said that, oh, you ain't a veteran. You're stealing veterans' benefits and abilities. I was like, read it a little bit closer there, Chief. It says hacker boxes. Because it had yellow on it, so they automatically thought that, you know, he was Vietnam or something. No, not even quite. So, that has been the hacker boxes unboxing. Hacker boxes box number 54 for smart home. So if you like the video, go ahead and push like below. If you want to leave a comment, go ahead and leave a comment. Do not forget to click the notification bell so that way you will be apprised of all upcoming videos. But that's it for now. I'm Guy, the IT guy, and this has been the Linux Minute.